Fco Barrera.
Thank you, Olimpo. So the title of my speech is Have You Ever? Have you ever taken a vacation to a beautiful beach? Or maybe even a European city? Many years ago, my friend and I took a trip to Europe, and we started off in France, and that was nice. Took a bus ride to Spain from Paris, visited the beautiful city of Girona, stayed there during the daytime, and then later in the day we took another bus ride, which was short, to Barcelona in Spain. Have you ever been to Barcelona during Fashion Week? Well, I would want to say that this story has parties involved and meeting interesting people, but it doesn't. Have you ever taken a vacation without making any reservations? Well, in our case, we did it, and we were having a great time in the previous cities we were traveling in. However, we arrived in Barcelona during Fashion Week on a Friday, and so we had our dinner, and then we started going into different hotels saying, hey, you guys have any rooms available today? No, there were no rooms available. We went to the second and third, and people were actually getting a little rude with us because who doesn't make reservations during a vacation? Well, apparently we were the only ones. So it started to get later and later, and we were wondering, what are we going to do? We need to get creative here, because otherwise we're going to end up sleeping in the street in a town we don't have no idea about. So we thought, okay, maybe what we can do is take a taxi ride and ask the taxi driver, hey, what would you recommend? Because I'm sure they would know, even if it's not in the main part of the city, they would take us to somewhere a little further out. We would be willing to pay the price for not making those reservations. And when we talked to the taxi driver, he said, well, there are no hotels that have rooms today because of Fashion Week. And we're like, no, that can't be. So we asked him to try. So we took us to a couple of different hotels. And again, the hotel manager said, no, we have no availability here. So then we were starting to worry a little more. And then fortunately, we were still with the same taxi driver. He stayed with us, and he said, well, I do know about this hotel, but let me tell you, it's not your usual hotel. It's a different kind of hotel, and but let me give him a call, see if they have availability. He gave him a call, said, okay, I think they can take you. So he drove us. We were driving on the road. We saw this building, and it had a driveway that went down like a basement. So he pulled down in the basement driveway, and there was a black curtain in front of us. And we're like, okay, that's interesting that there's a curtain there. And we saw this hand come out of the back of the curtain and pull the curtain out. And we're like, oh, who opens up a curtain and to enter into a hotel? And so the guy who opened up the curtain waved us in with a taxi. We went in, we drove in, short distance stop. The gentleman closed the curtain. So there was a curtain in front of us, curtain behind us, and to our left was a lobby. And so the taxi driver spoke to the person who opened the curtain and said, hey, you know what, I called, and would you guys take a reservation, or would you guys take two people? In this case, two guys, would you guys be willing to accommodate two gentlemen? And that gentleman from the hotel went back and spoke to some people. It took a while. So we were getting nervous. Not only were we getting nervous because there was a curtain that pulled out and we were like in a secret area, but we weren't sure if we were going to have a place to stay or if we wanted to stay in this particular place.
Yeah.
And the gentleman came back out. He said, yeah, okay, everything is good. So we paid the taxi driver, walked out of the cab, and the gentleman from the hotel walked me and my friend. He said, you have to stay with me. And he walked us to this little room. So we went past the main desk. We went into this little room, and he says, you have to wait here. This little room had a mirror, had a bench, and me and my friend sat down. And my friend was getting a little nervous because who goes into a little room to wait for a hotel room? Well, there are some privacy involved with this hotel, so they wanted to make sure that nobody saw who stayed in here. So if you were coming in here, they made you stay in a room so that you wouldn't see anybody else coming in or out. So we were waiting there for a few minutes, and then my friend kept getting more nervous, and I was just trying to enjoy the moment, enjoy the adventure that we were in, and hoping that it will turn out well. The gentleman from the hotel came back out. He's like, "Okay, your room is ready. Come with me." So we followed the gentleman, took us to an elevator, which was key locked. So he took his key out, turned it on, opened the doors, and we went in and to our floor, and then took us to our room, which also had a key. We did not get a key for this room. The gentleman from the hotel had his own key, opened it, and said, "Okay, come on in. Hope you guys enjoy it." When we went in, he stayed out, and he said, "Give us a call if you guys need anything." And he closed the door, and he locked it from the outside. Yes. So that was a little scary because usually you don't have those kind of hotels here back home. And so when we got in there, it was my friend was nervous. I was still trying to enjoy the moment, the adventure. My friend noticed that in front of the bed there was this large mirror in a diagonal that was facing the bed. We laid in the bed and we saw that we saw each other next to each other, which was kind of weird for friends. It was a pink room. It was the first time I saw a bidet. And that kind of weirded me out. But then my friend reassured me, "No, this is normal here in France, the bidets." Well, needless to say, we couldn't sleep that night. I think maybe we slept an hour. We decided that, okay, maybe it's a good time to go now that there's daylight. And as soon as we knew that we could get out, we did. We called the person to come pick us up and lock the door. He walked us out with our bags. We paid him. So, will I ever not make a reservation? Well, if I'm traveling with someone who doesn't like adventure, then I'll make a reservation. But, if you want a little adventure in your vacation, go ahead. Don't make that reservation. Thank you.